We've designed and installed 3 additional turf fields. We broke ribbon on the first 3 at Chancellor's Run, Chapticot Park, and Lancaster Park. And then following that ribbon cutting in October, then we began the permit process, construction, and installation of 3 additional fields at each of those sites, finishing the turf field project, 6 full fields lit for game and practice play, and what a benefit that's been to our youth sports leagues as far as inclement weather and field use capacity. Well, what else is going on in the life of recreation and parks? We're real delighted what's happening at the Lexington Manor Passive Park. We have all of our grading and building permits. Construction's begun, the milling and removing of some of the road space to have a passive park with non-motorized wheels has begun. Removing some of the storm water has to come off the property first. How that's going to all work now that we're removing the impervious surface and renovating the park area for streetscaping. The permit, like I said, is there for a new public restroom there, a stage, street lighting, and a new entrance off of Easternell Avenue, off of 235. That's exciting. That's the former way of coming into the property, either through there or Westernell, but now Easternell will be reopened. And lastly, at that site, the park staff, as well as some of our contract vendors, have done an excellent job with the disc golf course. Through the COVID process, a lot of people getting outdoors. The disc golf course has grown in popularity, and therefore with some footbridges, new holes, golf holes in the wood area, removal of some dead trees for safety, and some landscaping has made the disc golf course major improvements. So you put all that together, non-motorized wheels, a passive park, stage areas, fitness equipment, restroom, improvements at the disc golf course, and new entrance. It's going to be a highlight in Lexington Park now and for years to come. Then again, what's happening there at a lot of renovations there. But one of the things that ties all of our parks together, and we found out during the COVID experience with cleanliness and hygiene, were restrooms. Remember, for many years here in St. Mary's County, a lot of our parks did running water restrooms to the public were shut down about the month of December, the 1st of December. And this was because of frozen pipes. So we were putting a lot of portables inside of our parks. But in the last 2 years, we put in 12 new renovated restrooms, so they're heated now, so they can stay open year-round, running water, cleanliness, hygiene. And what a compliment that's to our parks, and some of the feedback I've heard from our citizens, that now being an asset and amenity in the parks. Running water restrooms. So that's throughout our park system, and in Lexington Park, Nicollet, Lancaster, and the passive park. In that park area, let me finish there too, we've began the master planning process. I've walked that property with our design and architect team, A. Morton Thomas, that gets us right to the Chesapeake Bay there at the Shannon Farm property, located off Route 235, adjacent to the homegrown market there at Gate 3 of NAS Pax River. Over 200 acres of property that allows access to the Chesapeake Bay for the citizens of St. Mary's County. So what have we done so far there? Well, we've had a concept plan that the commissioners like that's now in the CIP budget. We've met with the community stakeholders who are agreeing with that alignment. We've had our architect and engineer on site. The center trail line has been established. The wetlands have been flagged. The Maryland Department of the Environment has been on site working with us so we can move forward. In the end, as we built a small parking space close to the homegrown market, people have parked there and accessed the bay. About a close to 1 mile walk, 10-mile wide path for accessibility and maintenance vehicles to get there, with trails, some amenities, a playground, picnic areas down there on the Chesapeake Bay. A beautiful site, a great time for our citizens as they can access the Chesapeake Bay. Now let's head north though with our parks and our waterfront area. So we are already in the south, there's planning work that needs to be done at Elms Beach. We move up the bay to Shannon Farm, and then we pass Myrtle Point, which is one of our more active waterfront parks in St. Mary's County, our biggest attendance throughout the summer each year. But the new, recently acquired Snow Hill Park property. Well, we've entered into a master plan there, and the top priority is a boat ramp. access to the Patuxent River. We've begun that. We are doing the master plan for the entire park and the design work for the boat ramp concurrently so that those both can be happening. We've had the archaeological study is just about done for a final report, their digs and what they're finding there. We'll hear more about that to see what we have to do to line up and place the drive and the parking lot to a dual boat ramp area at that site, as well as a kayak and boat launch ramp at Roslyn Creek. Both of those amenities will enhance that park in a great way, make it more popular ever. And we're excited because the design work has already begun, and I can look for construction to begin in the next year or so on the dual boat ramp, which is a top priority there at Snow Hill Park. Some of our other things is our trail. We're still working on that. You know that the 3 Notch Trail, we've got a design work from the Harris Teeter, let's say from that area, just to give you an identify a spot. That trail will go and start heading north about 3.3 miles to the water tower there in Hollywood. We'll have a lot of stormwater work to do. We have some more easements that we have to acquire. And then we also have to get some geotech work done. But once that's done, it looks like we can start construction on that in about a year as well. So you put all those projects together, large projects, but we also have some other ones that we have in our parks too. Like we're fixing our fencing in our parks, new athletic field lighting in our parks. We've established a new batting cage at Dorsey Park. We're getting ready to replace the playground at Lancaster Park, Nicollet Park, and potentially at Baggett Park. All these be done. And lastly, new lighting at Cecil Park so that tennis enthusiasts now can be able to play league games with 4 lit courts. A lot of good things happening in recreation and parks. And one I failed to mention is St. Clements Island Museum. They have a construction project going on as well. We're going to take that and put it on the same footprint, but have a whole new building facility there. The design work is just now about to begin, and probably in the next 12 months, the design work and the demolition will be done. Then it'll be on to construction. We're very excited about those improvements at the St. Clements Island Museum. And I'm very also excited about the programming that goes in there, what that adds to our community, the historical and cultural value and what's going on there at Piney Point, the Drayton African American Schoolhouse, and our recently opened under the museum division, the Old Jail Museum here in Leonardtown, not only serving as a museum site, but as a visitor center for the Leonardtown. And we're proud of that partnership there too. And I'm very pleased with our recreation division staff and what happened in the COVID period. Naturally, we had outdoor space that was maxed out. People wanted to use our parks, and we were delighted with that. Our waterfront parks, our athletic field parks, exercise and fitness, but we also have indoor facilities that needed to be managed. You had the Wicomico Shores Golf Course, effectively managed there. But here we have the Gymnastics Center, the Great Mills Pool, Leonard Hall Recreation Center. Those were open for use as well. Took a lot to bring in a qualified staff to keep a safe, clean space for both staff and customers, and then have a reservation process in place. Proud of the division manager, the entire staff there that made life pleasant for those that wanted to use those indoor spaces. They felt safe, and we received many compliments for the work of the staff at each of those locations.